Hello everyone and welcome back to econIQ. This channel exists for one reason: to sharpen your financial edge, keep you ahead of the curve, and help you build wealth with confidence. In today's video, we're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're going straight to the point, because we are witnessing a truly historic moment unfolding in real time. One of those moments that will be studied later in economics textbooks as a turning point. Gold and silver, a historic breakout. Last Monday, gold prices launched like a rocket, breaking decisively above the key psychological level of $4,500. There were no signs of slowing down. The rally continued, printing a new all-time high at $4,600 per ounce. At the same time, silver entered an aggressive momentum phase of its own. Silver surged nearly 5% in a single day, reaching $93 per ounce, another historic milestone. Market confusion and the big question. My inbox has been flooded with messages asking the same thing. Is this a bubble? Is this the final blow-off top of the bull market? Let me be very clear with you. If you believe this move is simply routine inflation or a short-term technical breakout, then you are missing the bigger picture entirely. The bigger picture: this is not a bubble. What we are witnessing may be the largest wealth transfer in modern history. This is not a bubble. This is panic. This is global capital fleeing desperately towards safety. And there is one name at the center of this storm. That name is Donald Trump. The president is executing a series of high-risk, aggressive, and potentially seismic moves. These actions are not just shaking markets. They are pushing the global system itself toward a breaking point. Today, I'm going to break down the grand strategy Trump is playing, from sudden moves in Venezuela, to renewed focus on Greenland, to unprecedented pressure on the Federal Reserve, and ultimately to a massive $150 trillion defense budget proposal. This isn't just politics. This is the biggest investment narrative of 2026. Why gold and silver are only getting started. I'll explain why the recent surge in gold and silver is only the tip of the iceberg. To understand this, we need to start with Trump's latest geopolitical actions, which have left global markets in a state of disorientation. Shock 1. Venezuela. The first shockwave came from South America. Reports of a U.S. military operation in Venezuela targeting Maduro sent immediate tremors through global markets. This is not about one leader. This is about the United States asserting control over the largest oil reserves on the planet. The message was unmistakable: play by my rules, or face the consequences. Shock 2. Greenland. The second shock came from the Arctic. Trump revived the idea of acquiring Greenland, but this time with a far more aggressive tone. He openly stated that the United States must own it outright. This is no longer about leasing a military base. This is about full ownership as a strategic necessity. The message to Denmark and Europe was blunt: if I want it, I'll take it. When rare earth minerals and Arctic trade routes are at stake, even allied sovereignty becomes negotiable. Shock 3. Iran and Mexico. Tensions with Iran continue to escalate. At the same time, Mexico has been placed under intense pressure to fully comply on border security and drug enforcement. So the question is obvious. Why now? The real reason: domestic pressure. Most analysts claim this is about national interest. That explanation is shallow. The real reason is distraction from domestic instability. The latest U.S. jobs report came in below expectations. The labor market is cooling rapidly. Recession fears are once again haunting Wall Street. Add to that recent mass shooting incidents, widespread protests, deepening social division, and a critical election cycle. A lesson from history. History teaches us a simple rule: when leaders fail to fix the economy, they seek external conflict. Creating a foreign enemy is the oldest method of unifying a divided population, and the more aggressive the rhetoric becomes, the brighter gold shines as the ultimate safe haven. The most dangerous front: the Federal Reserve. While Trump escalates abroad, he is executing a financial takeover at home. His objective is clear: dismantle the independence of the Federal Reserve and seize control of the money-printing machine. Reports indicate direct intervention in interest rate markets, including forcing Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to purchase $100 billion in mortgage-backed securities. In simple terms, This is Shadow Quantitative Easing. A red alert for the dollar. A criminal investigation was opened against Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. The reason is irrelevant. The message is what matters. When investors see a president threatening the central bank, confidence in the US dollar begins to erode. Markets fear one thing above all else: uncertainty. That's why we're seeing massive capital flight away from the dollar and into gold and silver. The 2027 budget, the real bombshell. Trump has proposed a staggering $150 trillion defense budget, a 50% increase over current levels. The real question is simple: who pays for this? US debt already exceeds $38 trillion. The proposed solution is a closed-loop system funded by aggressive tariffs. The judicial black swan. A legal challenge has now reached the Supreme Court, questioning whether the president exceeded his authority by imposing tariffs without congressional approval. If the court rules against him, tariffs could be halted immediately. The government may be forced to refund $150 billion to corporations. The military funding mechanism collapses overnight. At that point, the US faces two catastrophic choices: default or print money into oblivion. Either scenario would be a nuclear event for global markets. This was never about defense. This isn't a defense strategy. It's a global resource acquisition plan. Venezuela for oil, the Panama Canal for trade control, Greenland for rare earth minerals and uranium. Why gold and copper are exploding. When superpowers begin using force to secure resources, nations panic, supply chains fracture, paper assets lose credibility, real value migrates into hard assets. Gold, copper, strategic metals. Copper, the next strategic asset. Copper is no longer just wiring. It has become a strategic weapon. In June 2025, the US government officially classified copper as a critical mineral, citing national security risks tied to import dependence. That changes everything. Copper is no longer priced by supply and demand. It is priced by security premiums. Final investment outlook. Gold at $4,600 is not an accident. The gold bull market has officially begun. Copper's explosive phase may only be starting. If you are sitting entirely in cash or overvalued tech stocks, you are exposed. If you understand this shift and position into hard assets, this could be a once-in-a-generation opportunity. This analysis reflects my personal research and interpretation of market dynamics. It is not financial advice. Do your own research. Risk tolerance differs for every investor. If you found this analysis valuable, share your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe to econIQ, and share this video with anyone who needs to see it. I'll see you in the next episode.